So this is day 5 of our final day of our festival. Been fishing 6 days down in Whiteacres. This is our final day. I've drawn peg 24, which is bottom corner of Trewaters. The pegging has changed, so I believe there's less pegs on it now, only slightly, but they've redone the platforms and stuff, which is good. So I've been feeding micros and corn and just fishing a wormhead over the top. Wormhead seems to be really good this week. Just fishing it over various baits. Don't ask me why, just seems to be pretty decent at the moment. So I've been catching like Crassios. So like I say, just feeding micros and corn. Just got an 020 rig to an 018 hook length, so it gives me a bit of like safety net. So unfortunately, if I do get caught up in the weed or get snagged or something, then obviously got hook length I can break rather than losing the whole rig. With this pond weed, duckweed, or whatever kind of weed it is, oxygenating weed is a bit of an issue, to be honest. The fish are obviously underneath it, but it can be a bit of a nightmare to get them out. So a lot of lads, including myself, have suffered issues losing fish. So we have a lot of hooked fish, Crassio, which have been manageable to get out. But obviously just got to be a little bit careful if you have too much of like a busy bee. Because the Crassio is probably in this lake, top lake, probably averaging maybe 12 ounce to a pound. Obviously the odd bigger one. And just up to carp here. If they don't go too far into it, as long as you take your time, sometimes you can get them out. But obviously when you're fishing 18 metres, I can't give it loads of jib, because no matter what pole it is, it's going to end up snapping. So here this has actually come free. Then once they're in open water, especially on this peg, it's happy days then, because there's hardly any weed on the inside. It isn't necessarily a great thing, to be honest. Some of the pegs, like peg 29, is absolutely full of weed, but it's full of fish. Because the issue is just getting them out. So just got the 2.3 triacle metre elastic, which to be fair was probably a bit too light for these carp, but then fishing really long you want a lighter elastic ideally. And also catching these Crassios, if you fish too heavy of elastic, they're just going to pull out. With the weight's been tight, which they were, and obviously I know it sounds obvious, but every fish counts. Carp are proper fighting fit. Water's quite clear. Like I just said, a lot of weed, so you don't want to be messing around with light gear. So down the edge of the latter part of the match, so just fishing 14.5 metres. I had to chase them down, I had to go 16.5 right to the weed. So down the edge, because there's a lot more weed, I used the short kit. And the Maber short kits are pretty short. They're shorter than like the brown and top kits, as in the short kits. So this makes elastic power up much quicker, it's got a little bit more control. So I've got a 2.5 triacle. As you can see, fish are fighting pretty hard. So down the edge, just fished micros and corn. We did have a couple in pace where I fished further down in slightly deeper water. Again, just feeding micros and corn. doesn't take long to do up a weight because obviously fish are a good stamp. Down the edge, just used the 0.3 Johnny Walker float, 020 straight through. There's the weights. Hope you've enjoyed the video, short and sweet. So the weights were tight. Gary Watts in the picture there was £75 for third overall. Then myself was £77 for second overall. And then Mick O.B. the winner with £111. So the winner overall in the 5 days with the total weight was £373, Mick O.B. Myself £327.11. Mark Baston £292 1 ounce. Ricky £278 2 ounce, and Liam £274 15 ounce. Thanks very much for Mark Baston for running the matches. What a legend.